Hello again, everyone. It's Jim here with another update. It's been a little while. I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. It's been a long time. I've had many people, sending me messages on the channel. Saying, hey, where are you? Are you live? Or and I try to answer a lot of them just to let people know, yeah, I am alive, and nothing's really changed. But I broke down today and I said, I'm going to give a little update. Um, you know, During COVID, I became more withdrawn and just distracted and less. I mean, I told my whole story on here, and I wasn't that motivated to put out, new videos. I thought I got the whole story out there. Um, and then my job was busy and all. I'm not making excuses. I'm just kind of just telling you what happened. I needed some time away from the videos, and so that's what happened. It takes a little work and it takes some thought, and I just wasn't prepared for it, so I stepped away. But many times I always said, "Oh, I'll always give you updates. I'm never just going to drop off and you'll never see me." But it's kind of been that way. And so I apologize for that, for people who are looking for updates. Hopefully, this will help let you know how things are going for me. It's been 9 years since I started my weight loss journey. Uh, yeah, yeah, actually 9 years this month. And close to 8 years that I've been doing carnivore. So 9 years of one meal a day, and let's say 7.5 to 8 years of carnivore. And I'm still doing both. OMAD is something I couldn't change it if I wanted to. It's stuck with me now. I can't eat more than once a day. It's plenty for me, and I've done it so long that when I start to eat, I have to finish. I have to keep eating. Like I can't just eat a sandwich or whatever. I have to fill myself up. So I can't eat more than once a day, and I don't want to. So anyway, that seems to be stuck with me like a lifetime change that I can't do anything about. And it's kind of the same with carnivore. I say carnivore. I'm not that strict about it. I'm not that fanatic about all the details. I've kind of settled into a routine, and I hardly ever change it. I mean, other than when I'm away from home, like I did some traveling this summer. Yeah, for like 4 or 5 days. And it's hard when you're traveling. It's hard to replicate, your diet and your routine that I have at home. I just do the best I can. I don't sweat it. If I have to eat, I eat whatever's available, and I can. It includes, I can have some fruit or some, I can eat I can eat some starch if I have to, if I want to. I mean, I choose to do it because over the years I found out it doesn't affect me. If I have a few meals like that, once I get back home, I fall right into my one meal a day carnivore, and I don't look back. Like, it doesn't change me forever, and my body can accept it. Like, it doesn't cause me major irritations or anything. And that, I always, when I travel and I do deviate, let's say, from my diet a little bit, I can't wait to get home and get back on my regular schedule. That's by far my preferred routine. So I don't sweat. I don't make, when I travel, the people I'm with, I don't, kind of make a big scene like, oh, I got to have this, I got to have that. This is not my right time to eat. I try to be flexible. I used to worry about that, like it's going to cause me to drift back into bad habits, but it doesn't. So Um, anyway, 90, 95, 90, 98% of the time, I eat my same meal at home once a day, carnivore. And the only difference now is I don't eat as much. My meal is smaller. I don't have the same appetite anymore. Uh, you know, I'm 9 years. I'm 66 now, so age is there. I don't know if it's something to do with age or not, but you know, when I started carnivore, I was eating like 2.5 pounds of meat, at my meal. Now, gradually that's shrunk, down to two, down to 1.5, down to one. Now, one is enough for me. 1 pound of meat is plenty. And sometimes even a little less, sometimes a little more. I mean, I don't count it, I don't weigh it or anything like that. But I kind of know by the size of the package, what's going to fill me up. So I have typically now beef, again, like I always do. Beef is my favorite. Um, I will now, lately this year, I've been adding in some. I just have some others, like some lunch meats, some smoked turkey or ham or things like that. A few slices of that, just for, I don't know, just for some variety. Maybe some cheese. And then I still eat pork rinds most of the time. I cut down on the pork rinds a lot. Um, and eggs. I eat 4 eggs, at my meal. So that's still my meal. And it kind of has not changed much. I do still have a little bit of chocolate after dinner with the coffee. I haven't changed that. I like that. And so from that standpoint, there's not been any real changes that I can tell you about. Over the past 3-4 years, I mean, I have gained some weight. I am about 10-12 pounds more than I used to be. I originally I got down to about, my lowest weight I think was like 168 pounds. Now, that was too low. And so then it settled up into the 170s, which I think it was there for a while. Now I'm like 187. So, I gained a little weight. I'm not sweating it. It seems to be pretty stable. I mean, eating one meal a day and eating what I eat, I think it keeps the weight in check, so that's the other thing. I used to always say, I'm going to weigh myself every day. Now I don't do that anymore. I change it to once per week and then once per month. Then it was like I just kind of gave up. And then I noticed I was gaining weight, so I started weighing again once in a while. Now I settled in. I weigh on the first of the month, every month, just to keep track of things. But it's funny. I think I made a video on it once, why I wanted to weigh every day, but things don't change with me enough now to weigh every day. So, I stopped that. Let's see what else has changed. Oh, the big change in my life this year is I retired in April, and so that is nice. I mean, I don't work anymore. I don't work at all. I mean, I'm not working part-time. I'm just not working. And I've done a bit of traveling, not too much. Like I traveled like 3 times this year since April. I enjoy the freedom of not working. Like my schedule is totally mine now. I can do what I want when I want on what day I want. That's really, really invigorating, and I like that. Um, it takes some getting used to, and I'm really concentrating on making sure that my finances are good and everything. I got enough income coming in, and And I do. I mean, it's going well. I don't need a lot of income. I don't, I just, I'm kind of a minimalist. I buy the food and, I don't have any debt. So I'm doing well financially in terms of responsible. My goal is to not work. And it's not because I am lazy or whatever. I just want to have the freedom. And so I'm not working right now, and I don't plan to work. That may change someday. I don't know. But that's the big change in my life. I retired, and that was kind of stressful. I mean, work became more stressful the last few years. It's one of the reasons why I wasn't making videos. I used to have to squeeze that in on the weekend, but it just became too much for me, and it wasn't my cup of tea anymore. So physically, there have been changes. I used to be a big runner. I would run, 5 or more days a week. I have experienced a little bit of. I actually even went to a doctor to have my knees checked because I was concerned. I was getting a little bit of pain in my knee, and I went to an orthopedic surgeon. I had him look at it. He said, "Look, I can't do anything for you. You got mild arthritis. It's about normal for your age, but there's nothing I can do unless you get into a lot of pain or whatever. It could lead to someday you might need a knee replacement, but just go to low impact exercise, and you should be fine." So I had to do that. I was getting, I couldn't run as far, and I had some little bit of pain in my knee, and so that bothered me because I couldn't run. I had to stop running, and it just seemed to kind of accumulate a little over time, like in the last year or so. So anyway, that changed. Also, some other, with my feet, there's some little aches and pains in there. So now I walk. I mean, I walk like an hour and a half every day outdoors in the middle of the day, which is nice that I don't work now. I can get out in the sun right in the middle of the day when the sun's overhead, and I like that. So that's a change. I do, I go to the gym. They have some low impact, I don't know what you call them, gliders or machines that your knees, there's no wear and tear on the knees. So I do that once in a while when I want to get my heart rate up. But for the most part, I mean, the walking is okay. Takes a little time, but I put my headphones on, listen to podcasts, listen to YouTube videos, and yeah, it's fine. I can do that now, not working. I couldn't, it'd be hard to do, it'd be impossible to do when I was working because, getting out in the middle of the day, it just didn't work for me. Anyway, that's another change. I don't think I'll be running much anymore, if at all. Just trying to save the wear and tear on my knees. I'm just more mindful now of what's going on, with my... Yeah, so I guess that's the main points I wanted to make that I can think of right now. This is just off the top of my head video, it's not scripted or anything. I just wanted to check in, let you know, how I'm doing and what's going on. I'm still feeling good and quite happy with my lifestyle with the OMAD and the carnivore. I mean, I feel great. I mean, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life, for myself by far. Going to OMAD and carnivore. It's just, I have a happy life now. So I just wanted to stress that. Maybe later I'll come up with some other things to update, or if you have questions, let me know. I don't know about the future of the channel. I think, like I said, other than updates, I've told my story. I've explained what I did in detail, many details, how I did the fasting and then the weight loss, and I've given you graphs and all that. And there's a lot of other people doing it now. There's I mean, there's carnivore stuff everywhere online, and weight loss stories, and I'm just one story. I think, I always thought mine is a little different because I started at a pretty high weight and a pretty high age, and I thought it was kind of rare to see a success story uh, of that nature with that starting point. You don't see that many people um, doing it at my age, so that's why I wanted to get my story out there, that you know you can do it. Don't just write yourself off. Don't say, well, I'm just going to be heavy forever. Um, because that's what I had told myself in the beginning, that, well, forget it, I'm just going to die young, and blah blah, I'm going to be heavy, I can't do anything about it. And here I am 9 years later, and singing a completely different tune. So uh, anyway, so that's just the end of this little update. I don't know going forward if maybe I'll post other videos. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Maybe I'll do updates once in a while, or if you have some ideas and for videos, let me know. But yeah, again, sorry for the delay in updates, but let me know if I missed anything, or if you got comments, and I'll be happy to answer questions as well. That's it for now. Signing off. Take care, everyone. Goodbye now.